Hi, this is Terry at Blade Johnson FPV. I'm going to continue my Source 1 version 3 build, and from the last video I've got everything looking fairly decent. I've got some electrical tape that I secured my motor wires to my ESC on. So now I'm ready to start installing my flight controller, and I'm using the Omnibus F4 version 5. One thing that I'm going to do is to flash 4.1 version of firmware on my board, and I am in the process of doing that, and I'm in the beta flight now. And I don't know if you can tell, but you go to beta flight, and I'm actually using the Omnibus F4 SD. I went to CLI to get that. And there's two versions. There's an AIRB, I'm assuming that stands for Airbot, and a legacy version. I have done some research, and even though my research is not specifically for this board, it's almost like if you have something other than legacy, then it will better support the functionality of the Betaflight 4.1 code. And that's all I know right now. And basically, from what I'm hearing on YouTube videos, is that if one doesn't work, load the other one and see if it works. If I get any other information that I find out before I end this series, then I'll let you know. And I'll also let you know if this firmware flash worked. I didn't really want to show this video because you can go on YouTube and see all type of burning firmware, or for flashing firmware on your flight controller, but this is just something that's new that I haven't seen anywhere on YouTube, especially if you use an Omnibus F4 SD card, which I've got, and it gives me two options. So I'm going to go with the AIRB, as it should utilize all the new Betaflight 4.1 functionality. I'll come back and let you know. Okay, I was actually able to flash the Betaflight 4.1.2 code. It came out in December 22nd of 2019, and I had to answer a question to apply customized default settings, and I answered yes, go ahead and do that. And you can see on the left the Betaflight here some of the new functionality that Betaflight 4.1 has, and one of those is for the video transmitter, that you can configure your video transmitter. So the code loaded, I didn't have a problem. If there's a problem during configuration or during flight, then I'll have to go to the legacy code. But right now I just don't know if this is going to work properly until I actually start configuring and flying. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and start building. Okay, I've got the board, my flight controller board, mounted. But before I connect it to the ESC board, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do a smoke test. I got a smoke stopper that I built, and I'm going to plug power in. So if I've got any shorts, this light will come on indicating that I've got a problem and I've got a short. So, and again, this is just a sanity check. I've used a voltmeter already to just check for continuity, just to make sure nothing's shorted. I didn't see anything, but this will definitely verify it. So I'm going to plug in a 4S battery, and it did come on. I didn't get to the last two notes, and I think that's just because I'm not connected to Betaflight yet. So that's good. Nothing's shorted. Nothing's burning. No smoke, and my light didn't come on. So now I'm going to go ahead and connect my flight controller and do the same thing. Okay, I've got my EXC board connected to my flight controller board now via the ESC 4-in-1 to flight controller ribbon cable. I did a quick continuity test. Things look okay with my meter, but I'm going to use another smoke stopper test to make sure there's nothing shorted. So this is real time. So if something burns or smokes or the light comes on, then you'll be the first to know. Sounded good. Smelled a little bit, no smoke. I don't see anything, no indicators. Everything looks okay. Bulb didn't even flicker whatsoever. That's a good sign. So from a power perspective, I think I'm okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start tinning these pins. Okay, I wanted to show you this diagram to show you what I'm going to be bridging, what I'm going to be tinning. The first bridge I'm going to make is here. It's called J16, where I'm going to bridge the current sensor to my ESC. So I'm going to be using analog current sensor so I can configure that in Betaflight. And also over here, there is what they call a RAM pin that can either be connected to 5 volts or VBAT. So I'm going to connect that to VBAT. That's the two bridges I'm going to make. Now let's go ahead and look at what I'm going to be tinning. I'm going to be tinning these 3 pins. These are the S-bus, the 5 volt and ground pins. I'm going to be connecting my FrostSky XM Plus here. I'm going to be tinning all 6 of these pins here. That's a ground, and there's that RAM pin. As you recall earlier, I'm going to bridge this RAM pin to VBAT, and there's the video in. That's what I'm going to connect to my camera. I'm going to tin these 3 pins with a ground, again the RAM pin or the VBAT, and also my video out going to my VTX card. I'll also be tinning these 3 pins. This is a ground 5 volts and my LED strip. And I'm also going to be tinning this pin for my buzzer. Component I've got, and I don't think I've actually shown that component yet, but it is a combo buzzer and LED. So I'll be tinning these 3 in this pin. And for my smart audio, I'm going to be using UART3, so I'll be tinning the TX3 pin here. So I've got the board mounted, so I'm going to go ahead and do the tinning now. Okay, I'm going to start tinning. I'm going to go ahead and put some flux on the pins that I'm going to bridge. And of course I've got my diagrams here. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and first thing I'm going to do is make this bridge for my current control bridge. Bridge that. And I'll show you pictures of this when I'm done also. It's not going to do it quite as good as I thought it would be for some reason. Not bridging, this, I guess it's going through. Okay, for some reason, this bridge right here is not working. The solder is actually going through, so I'm going to have to put a wire or something there. So again, this is one of the problems that you run into. I'm not sure why it's not bridging, but I'm probably going to have to take this board off to make sure I don't have solder, smeared all over the back end of the board. But that's things you run into when you're building. It's just that. So I'll take this off and take a look and see what's going on. Okay, I got the current bridge completed, and what I had to do with that current bridge is to actually take the board off and put the board at an angle so the solder wouldn't flow all the way through and down to the other pin, and then I was able to create the bridge there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll get a closer shot later. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and tin these other pins. Okay, I've got the pins tinned, and I cut a small piece of wire and tinned it so I could do my jumper here for my RAM to VCC or VBAT. And I'm going to put that on now. Got that connected. Okay, I finished my tin and my bridging. And you just want to get a close up of the bridge. Here's the current bridge right here. These are the 10 pins for my FlySky XM Plus receiver. Here's my video in pin for my camera. This is my video out to my VTX. Here's the 3 pins that's going to go to my LEDs. And this is going to be to my buzzer. And this pin is going to be for my smart audio. It's a UART3 TX. And there's a bridge there that I did between the RAM pin and the VBAT. So I actually cut a small piece of wire to bridge those two together. So that's the end of this video. Next video, what I'll be doing is actually soldering on my receiver, my camera, my VTX board, my buzzer, and also my LED, and having those mounted also in the next video. So thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and next video we'll actually be soldering those parts on. Thanks.